20.
Just start recording so we've got the cat on the podcast. That's the.
Oreo says good evening.
How are you, sir? Long time no speak.
I know, yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
We're
Yeah.
good.
I don't know why my camera's so bad, but never mind. No one's here to see me, so that's the main thing. Well, just get on with it then, I guess. just, welcome to the program where there's a cat on Phil's shoulder. It's there. Oh, I say he's it a he or a she, Phil?
It's definitely he.
Hey, that's Oreo the cat, who's not the main guest on today's program. It's Jamaica international Sophie Robinson. You've not been on the program since, I think, lockdown, which is a long time ago.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
So quite a lot since then. So I've not playing for Rhinos anymore. Taking a bit of time out, went travelling to Australia, came back, started my teaching degree, and then most recently played for Jamaica in the first international in the UK. So yeah, been quite busy, but yeah, it's been fun.
Has that given you the bug back to play more regularly than the Jamaica game?
No, I don't think it has. I do want to, but I have a knee injury which I'm probably gonna need to have surgery on. So yeah, maybe in the future, but just with my hectic lifestyle right now with teaching, I just can't fit it in. And yeah, maybe one day though, who knows? I can't write it off forever.
Bit nice to have a break though from the grind of training and playing and so on and so forth.
Yeah, because it's hard, especially when you are playing, for example, Rhinos or in a Super League team. Like you are training 3 times a week, and then you've got a game, so you are training as an elite, like professional, whereas you're not getting paid to actually be a professional. So yeah, it's hard balancing training, work life, studying, and then games on a weekend. So yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of break and not have to commit my life to that right now.
How many NRLW teams did you turn down while you were over there?
Oh no, I didn't have any offers for NRLW. I wish, but I was in Melbourne as well, so it's not a massive. They don't really like rugby league in Melbourne. They're more AFL, but so that was a shame. But yeah, I didn't have any offers. I wish maybe if I didn't have a dodgy knee.
And the Jamaica experiment was interesting because they're looking to spread the game to heritage players over here. The money involved in the JRL means that they can't always fly the domestic players over. So how important was it for you to be that voice of experience around what was a pretty young team?
Yeah, so I've been speaking to Romeo, who's over in Jamaica. He's the manager over there for quite a few years. I think I was probably one of the first players to actually sign on and say, yeah, I'll play for Jamaica. Yeah, it's been good since I've been in Australia. They've been really developing, like getting a team together over here. And I always wanted to be part of that, especially like you said, I've got the leadership. I've played at like the highest level. So I thought anything I can do to try progress the game for Jamaica, I was always like willing and wanting to do. So yeah, it was really good. It's good to see we had quite a lot of rugby union girls wanting to come over and play. So yeah, we are still developing, but there's quite a lot of good talent in that team. And I think, like you said, if we can get some players over from Jamaica, that'd be good and it strengthen the team. And hopefully we can go out there and play one day, hopefully. I know they're going through quite a lot with the hurricane. So yeah, hopefully we can get out there and play a game and get some of the girls who are born in Jamaica playing for us, which would be really good.
Now, my memory isn't what it used to be. Did you play sevens for Jamaica at some point, trying to get into the Olympics, or have I made that up completely?
No, you're correct. Yes, I played rugby sevens for Jamaica back in 2022, I think, in the Bahamas. So yeah, that was quite an experience because yeah, I didn't have any prior experience in rugby union, but no, it was good. We actually played against Canada, so played against some of the girls who actually played in the World Cup final. So that was good to watch them and be like, oh, I actually played against them.
From the sidelines, then, have you been keeping tabs on what's going on, and what have you made of how rugby league, women's rugby league, has got on without you, so to speak?
Yeah, so I think last season it was good to see Wigan Wigan to probably get to this point. I think they've been progressing over the past few years, and I think Leeds are now in the position Wigan were in a couple of years ago. It's a shame to not see them get to any finals last year, but I think they're now got a team who got quite a lot of youngsters who are going to be developing. So I think come a couple of years, Leeds will be at the top again. But yeah, it's been good to see a lot of movement, and it's nice to see other teams in the final. But yeah, I'm quite sad that Leeds didn't get there because I'll always root for them and support them. But yeah, I think next couple of years you'll see them young girls step up, and I think they'll get to a point Wigan's at.
It's exciting that those young players are coming through across the competition as well now, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it. Like I've started coaching the Leeds Rhinos under 16s, and the young girls are so talented now. Like the skill they have is crazy. Like it's so much better than when I was their age. And I think what they get access to now will only make them a better player. Like they're starting early with the gym, they're starting early with the nutrition, the skill development's already better than probably mine was. So I think you're going to keep seeing them young girls progress, and I think that's the only way we're going to grow the game over here is them young girls getting access to the facilities, the training. If we want to progress and get to the level that Australia are, I think it's going to be the young girls who can probably get there and push to Australia.
Just going back to the Jamaica, the next Women's World Cup's only 2 years away after this one. So Jamaica will be in qualifying, you would think, in 27. Not that long to go. It's possible that again will be in America's group involving the USA, Canada. Will you be tempted to play?
I don't know. I think it depends. I think, like you said, the funding's not there. So if we do decide to go the girls over here, we would be funding flights, hotel. So that's obviously a big ask of players over here. But I think, yeah, if there's a potential to get to a World Cup, it'd be nice to go and help out because I know they did try qualify for this World Cup, and unfortunately they fell short. So I think a good couple of seasons developing over here, then who knows? I probably will be tempted to go out there and hopefully try get a qualification for the World Cup.
Could you fund yourself via your food reviews?
Oh, I wish. You know what? I've not been posting on it recently. I need to get back onto it. I need to get some invited to some free meals. So maybe that's a way I can try fund my flight out to America to try and get that World Cup qualification.
Oh, we all want free meals. I mean, that's why me and Phil go to the rugby. In fairness, Everton was superb on Saturday.
Oh, was it?
Pulled pork burger thing, cheese, meats, and a big blue donut, which I think I've just about got over. It was superb. Well, I think if anyone's coming to Leeds on Saturday for the final Ashes test, where would you recommend they go and eat?
Okay, so I'd say if you're going to Headingley, Fat Hippo for the burgers, if you like burgers, definitely. And then is it Gina's? Really good Thai food, so I'd recommend there as well. And there's a really nice fish shop. I don't know what it's called, but do you know the fish shop opposite the stadium? That does really good fish and chips. So if you're just wanting something quick and easy, go to that fish and chip shop.
And everyone will just go to KFC because I know what people are like.
Yeah.
St.
And now's a
Michael's,
McDonald's as well, isn't there? So people just go to McDonald's.
St. Michael's Fishery.
Yeah, it's really good. So that's a top recommendation.
See, this is the kind of content that will, well, it won't go viral, but you know what I mean. So did you? Was it a hard decision to it's not a hard decision. It's got to go traveling. You get to build a career because rugby league won't last forever. How are you finding teacher training?
Yeah, hard, very hard. I didn't think it'd be as hard as it is. But yeah, it's fun. Somewhat different, and yeah, every day is different as well, which I like. But yeah, it is very tough, especially like because I'm working alongside that. So managing teacher training and working is quite hard, but it'll be worth it in the end. It's only a year course, so it'll fly by, I think.
What are you looking to teach? Are you specialising in a subject, or are you doing
Yeah,
general kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm doing secondary PE, which is fun.
You said you started coaching at Leeds. Is that helpful in terms of things you learn there and things you do in your work life, your real life?
Yeah, really helpful. So Shannon Lace is the head coach, so it's good to work under her and learn from her. But yeah, really helpful because obviously I'll be teaching rugby, and it's just good to develop my skills as well. And obviously it keeps me involved at Leeds as well, which I like. When I spoke to Lois about, it was nice. Like she wanted to keep me involved in the club. So yeah, it just keeps my foot in the door, and it helping the next generation, and hopefully helping some girls progress to Super League one day.
You mentioned you're keeping an eye on the women's game. Obviously, I think the big story since the season finished was Lindsay leaving York. Did that surprise you? And obviously now some of the York players are perhaps moving on to Huddersfield, which is going to make them stronger. They've just announced Nathan Graham as their new coach today. So can you see the talent spreading a little bit?
I hope so. I think this is a downfall of the Women's Super League over here is that the talent is in a couple of teams. I think for the game to progress over here, the talent England players do need to be spread among the top teams. Like you said, Huddersfield is in there. And I think for them to push the top four, they need some England players or talent, like you said, from York. So I think it'll only be good for the game. It's just, is that ever going to be equally split? And is that going to help us? But yeah, I think Huddersfield will have a good season. It looks like they're recruiting well. And yeah, intrigued to see if Lindsay coaches elsewhere.
Guess the other $1 million question is how many teams would you have in Super League? Because you saw it when there were a fewer number. You've seen it expand to 8. You've just mentioned, and I think we mention it a lot on the podcast, that maybe there isn't the talent to go round 8 at the moment. What do you think would be the ideal number?
I think that's a tough question. I think for me, it shouldn't be expanded. I think expanding it again this season, it's not going to help the game progress. And I've heard that they might be doing a split of like the top teams and the bottom teams. Because like we see week in, week out, when the top teams are playing the bottom teams, the scores are like 80-0. Like nobody wants to play in them sort of games. It doesn't look good to try promote the game. But then do you only want 4 teams playing each other every week? So I don't know how we improve that. I think it probably is a case of every team needs to invest, every team needs to have coaching, have the facilities. And I think we'll have to get to a point where England players are spread out among all clubs so the talent is evenly spread. But I don't know, it's a tough one. I don't know if NRL are doing a better model, but it obviously is helping them when it comes to the national team. They're obviously doing something right that we're probably not.
They've also got lots of money, which we could do
Yeah,
with. It'd be nice if they
yeah,
could send some money our way. Not from me and Phil. Just well, they could send it to us, but just for the game in general, that would be very. Maybe
yeah,
that's one of the things they'll be talking about when they're round the table.
yeah.
Jamaica, you've played Scotland. Um, where do you see things going forward? As you mentioned that there's talent back in the actual country. Is it possible? I don't know if it'd be possible. Like York have brought players over from Africa, whether teams could bring over players from Jamaica to give them the experience of what it's like in our Super League competition.
Yeah, I think it could be an idea. I know some of the girls are going out to Tampa to play a game, and hopefully some of the girls from Jamaica can come. I know some have had to cancel who were in the Jamaican army due to the hurricane that they've got to stay over there. So there is girls there who do play. I think it is getting together with us girls here and girls around the world and getting a team and a basis. Like it is hard because we are all spread. Even the girls in the UK, like some of us are up north, some of us are down south. We can't really get together as much as we'd like to be able to progress to a point of maybe getting to a World Cup. But I hope now we've got that core team, the girls stick together, train more often, and hopefully next year we have a few more games. Because I think if we'd have had more training, we'd have beat Scotland. I think we just a lot of the girls are new to rugby and probably didn't know like the basics to be able to go out there and get the win against Scotland.
So I guess the more visible the team is, the more, as you say, athletes from other sports might want to get involved and boost the ranks of the Jamaican side.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, and that's it. If you've got the Jamaican, and it's finding girls with Jamaican heritage. It's probably a little bit easier over here finding the Welsh, finding the Scottish heritage. There's probably not as many rugby league players who have got that Jamaican heritage, so that's a tough one as well. Actually finding players who are eligible to play as well.
You mentioned England as well, and obviously they are heading out to a World Cup. We're a little bit fearful of how far they might be able to get. You're a heritage player. Would you encourage England to take on some of the Australians who are eligible to play for them?
Oh, I don't know. I think if they put their hands up and I think if they're good enough to play, then yeah. I think we've got a lot of players over here who are good enough as well, especially in like the second row positions. I think you've got six players who you're going to pick out of them. But yeah, I think if we want to try push Australia, we've got to probably take some of them girls who are playing in the NRLW, just to try close that gap because obviously we've seen that what the team that we've got from over here able to close that gap. So yeah, I think probably if they want to put their hand up and play, then let's give them a shot.
And do you keep in touch with any of our girls that have gotten over to play in their domestic competition that obviously some of them are making a real name for themselves?
Yeah, so I sometimes speak to Fran, who looked like she had a really good season last year. And yeah, I watch highlights and see like Georgia Roach, Georgia Hale as well. They're having really good seasons over there. So yeah, it's nice to watch the game and see that the players that I've played with are doing really well and they don't look out of place at all, which is really good.
You mentioned coaching, we've mentioned this earlier, but have you got any ambitions to take that further, become a head coach one day in the Women's Super League or the men's game? There's no reason why a woman can't coach a men's team.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe one day, but it's really hard. I didn't think coaching would be as hard as it is. Coaching for me is harder than playing. So at the minute, I'm happy just learning from the coaches around me, Shannon, Lois, and yeah, just working towards my level 2 qualifications. So yeah, at the minute, I'm happy where I am, but who knows? Maybe one day, you never know.
Is it one of those things where you'll just let things happen as they happen? There's no great plan of what you want to do in rugby league going forward.
Yeah, no, not right now. I'm just happy coaching, happy focusing on teaching, but like I love rugby league. Like it's been my life for quite a while, so I'd never be able to step fully away. There's still that bug like, oh, I could play another full season, but yeah, I just don't know right now. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
You say you've got this knee injury. How difficult is it knowing that you don't have the financial support to go off and get private surgery or whatever to get it fixed? And obviously you've got a real life, you've got jobs, you've got your training. How do you manage all that in terms of your brain?
Yeah, it's hard. I found out that I had this injury just before like the semi-final of 2024. Yeah, before leaving Rhinos. So obviously when you stepped away, you don't have physio, like I don't have that medical support. So it is hard. And obviously through the NHS, going to Australia, I was bumped to the back of the queue. But yeah, it's hard. I think it's hard for all girls playing women's rugby now. If you've not got that medical insurance, then you a lot of the times you are waiting NHS, unless your club is going to pay for you, which not a lot of clubs will pay for you to have an operation. So yeah, it's quite stressful, and obviously I don't know what surgery I'll need yet, if it's going to be major or anything like that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But it is tough, and I do think all women's players should be insured through their clubs. I think the club should pay for their insurance, and I think the club should put you through operations if you do need an operation.
Are you a patient coach? Can you get the best out of everyone else, or do you expect them to be as good as you were? And is that hard sometimes?
Do you know what? The girls I'm coaching, they're really good. They're really skillful and they're really willing to learn. So with that group, it is easy to coach them to learn. So yeah, I'm lucky really that I've my first coaching job is a really good group of girls and a really talented group of girls. So it's not they don't make my life that hard really.
And do they see you as a role model? Because obviously you've trodden the path that you're trying to put them on, and you're almost the first generation of people that have done that almost like, as you say, a semi-professional era. Do they look at you and think, yeah, I'd like to be like her?
I hope so. None of them have said it, but I'd like to think so. I hope I can be somebody that I can look up to and know that if they do train hard, they do work hard, that they will be able to play Women's Super League and be able to have a good career. So hopefully.
We had a bit of a moan, and we have done for the last, well, whenever the fixture was announced, because obviously you played Scotland on Saturday, same time as we were all at Everton watching England versus Australia. What come out? It must be difficult to arrange things, as you say. Your players are all over the place. You've got to come to a time when you can all meet together. Do we need to do more to get these internationals between yourselves and Scotland and Wales and Ireland and whoever on a more bigger stage so people can actually see you more often? Because we couldn't watch the game. We had to rely on the result in the paper the next day.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like you said, now we've got Scotland, Wales, Ireland, Jamaica. We could probably play more than one game over here. I think at the minute it wouldn't be a test for England, but we want to try get to a point where maybe we could have like tests with England. But yeah, we need to improve the international game. I think as a whole, like you said, it's not promoted anywhere. It's not played in, like, it should have been played in a stadium, in my opinion, at the weekend. It should have been visible, and like you said, it was at the same time as England were playing. So if you're an England fan, you're gonna either stay at home to watch that or go to Everton Stadium. So yeah, I do think the international scene over here needs to overhaul and needs a lot of work. We need to be using that to promote rugby league a little bit more. This is where people get interested and get excited. So why don't we try use it a little bit more and market it a bit better?
Because I'm not just saying I would have been there if I'd have not been at Everton, but I would have been because I've got nothing else better to do on a Saturday afternoon. But it's like we had the England Knights versus Jamaica game at Headingley a few years ago, and we didn't really kick on from that in either sense, either Jamaica men or the England Knights.
Yeah, and that's it. And like we've got such a massive Caribbean community over in like especially Leeds, for example. But England, like we've got a massive Caribbean community who, if they know that Jamaica are playing, like they'll come out. Like we need to get into schools and get people to come to our games. But yeah, it's not really kicked on since the Jamaica men qualified for the World Cup, which is a shame. It's probably we're starting again because I know the men have just missed out on qualification for the next World Cup. So it's starting again and getting our name out there and trying to let people know Jamaica do have a rugby team and we're here to stay and we are improving. So yeah, hopefully we can get our name out there again. I think we did that on Saturday as well.
Do you think it also makes it harder that because Jamaica men can't now qualify for a World Cup, or it's going to be hard for them if it's going down to 10 nations? We've lost Brazil from the women's, obviously similar issues, although it didn't kick on back in Brazil from when they were there. Is that where we also need to address things? How do we get to a point where there's a chance for you to play at the very top table?
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's similar to like the Women's Super League. If we have a bigger World Cup, are we going to have these massive scores that are just not good for TV? Or is it more getting more teams in and being able to qualify for a World Cup? I don't know how you find that right balance of having good, meaningful games where they're not blowout 100 nils, but letting other nations and letting other countries have a chance to qualify. I think now that the World Cup is going to be every 2 years, hopefully it will allow more teams to qualify and you're not waiting that long to actually be able to qualify. But it's a tough one because at the minute, if we did qualify for a World Cup, if we came against Australia, you're going to see a blowout score. And is anyone going to get out of anything out of that? And a fan's going to want to watch that. So I don't know. I think it's a lot of questions and changes are needed in rugby league. But what do we do? It's a tough one.
And the men are known as the Reggae Warriors, which is a fantastic name. What should we be calling the women?
Yeah, so we just call ourselves the Reggae Warriors as well. That's what we've been calling ourselves. Yeah.
Your own identity.
Yeah. Maybe that's one that we need to work towards getting.
It's all at least it's exciting. At least we're talking about things that are possible in the future. I know it's difficult without money, but at least there is a Jamaica women's team, which there wasn't a few years ago. And
yeah,
the game's obviously got great roots on the island, thanks to Romeo, who Phil knows very well and was on the program a few years ago. Things are on the up, albeit it's going to be slow growth, but it's growth nonetheless.
Yeah, that's it. And like when I signed up, we had like 2 players. So to now see that we've got an actual full team and extra players who could have played, it's good. And I think now we've played on Saturday, more girls will be interested. And next training sessions we hold, there'll be more people who are wanting to come. Like you said, it's going to be slow growth, but we've got a team now, so we can actually grow and develop, and we can aim towards something now, which I think's brilliant and good to see.
So the next time we see you play, it's probably going to be in the colours of Jamaica and no one else for the moment.
Yeah, so it won't be for anyone else for the moment. If you see me play again, it probably will be for Jamaica for now. Who knows?
Did you get a heritage number?
Yeah. Well, I got my first cap, but I don't actually know what heritage. We didn't get heritage numbers. So actually, I think I'm heritage number 4, which I think's similar to what I had at Leeds. So it's a nice number.
Brilliant. Well, congratulations. And
Thank you.
it's fantastic that you volunteered to give experience to some young girls that are coming through.
Yeah, that's it. I think especially playing for such a long time, like I've got that knowledge, I've got that experience, so I should try to, if I can pass one thing on to someone else, then it's going to benefit them and benefit the game. So always happy to help, and I think it's nice to hopefully know that I've made a little difference within that team.
Is
Well,
anybody as quick as you?
What do you say, sorry?
I said, is anybody as quick as you that you've seen?
Oh, the girls in that team are much quicker than me. We've got one girl called Cookie. If she's gone, you're not catching up with her. Even if I know she's gone, I'm like, right, she's gone. I'm not going to be able to catch her. Yeah, some of them, not, to be fair, I can't compete with half of them girls now. They're really fast. So, yeah, we've got a quick team.
This is the problem with age. He says there's someone much older than you are, and it was never fast. That was a really awful thing for me to say. Let me take that back. I was never fast. Sophie, thank you very much for joining us. The very best of luck with teaching. That's something also I couldn't do. And hopefully we'll see you on the pitch sometime soon for Jamaica at a proper stadium against opposition. We can go and watch, and it's not at the same time as an international or something else. That would be a perfect situation to be in.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Hopefully, that's the next progression. Definitely, I think.